Ron Everingham here with iTalk 106.7 with a chance to catch up with Coach Tenney. Thanks for meeting with us, Coach, as always. Coach, let's first of all talk a little bit about your team captains, some of your team leadership on your team this year. You're 2-0, off to a great start. Can you just talk a little bit about the kind of leadership that you have on your team right now?
You bet. We've got a great class this year, a good group of seniors. Our captains this year, Porter Black and Alec Solomon, and these two guys kind of just epitomize, this group of seniors. Just great individuals, number one, great families that they come from, and hard work, good attitudes. All these things kind of describe these young men, and very coachable, work hard day in, day out, and never complain. And you just really appreciate that as a coach, getting that kind of leadership from your young men, especially from a group of seniors like this year.
We had a chance to catch up with Alec and Porter and take a listen to what they had to say. Thanks for taking just a little bit of time with us. You guys are both the captains of the Snowflake, the undefeated Snowflake Lobos. Why don't you go ahead and just speak to a little bit, Alec, if you can. What are some of your team strengths as you look over the team that you captain?
I think that it's good to have we have a lot of returning starters on the offensive line this year, and that's helped us in our past few games. We do good controlling on the O-line, pushing around the D-linemen, and that's good. We have a lot of returning starters from last year that played as juniors.
Okay, Porter, when you look at some of your weaknesses and maybe some of the things that you've practiced on this week, you guys are undefeated right now, as we mentioned. What are some things that you guys have been working on to get better as you move forward in the season?
Just mostly communication on defense, so we know what we're doing at all times. So we don't give up the big plays, and on offense, just our blocking schemes, make sure we can get all the blocks so we can bust off that big play if we need it.
Okay, awesome. And you've played varsity in previous years. How is this team different than some of the other teams, Snowflake teams, that you've been on?
In the past years, I don't think we were as much as a team. This year we come together as a team really well, and I think it's the leadership of our senior class. We've stayed together as a class playing through school years. We started in 5th grade, and we've just been a strong class, and that's really helped. And we have at least 7 or 8 good leaders on the field at all times, so it helps a lot.
Alec, take us inside your locker room. I'll just ask kind of an off-the-cuff question. Who's the funniest guy on your team?
Funniest guy, I'd have to probably say Travis Flake. He's always joking around. He's a funny guy.
Do you have, when you think about your team, do you have is this an easygoing team? Are you guys all business when you come in? What kind of, atmosphere is it around the locker room?
I think when it's time to get down to business, we are good. We're serious. We do what we have to do, but we have fun too. We always have a lot of fun.
Okay, thanks, guys. Coach, let's talk a little bit about last week's game. It looked like going into the fourth quarter, you were down 21-12, if I see that right, and 16 points in the fourth quarter. For those of us who weren't here, can you just walk us through what happened in that fourth quarter?
Well, I think we finally were able to put some things together offensively. We'd been moving the ball pretty much all game long, and finally in the fourth quarter, we were able to put a drive together, got our 2-point conversion, and so that put it 21-20, and I think with a little over 3 minutes to go in the game. So still being down, our defense is out on the field, and Straya really has a great team this year. They've got some good skill players, and they're big up front, and they do some really good things. And so it was a challenge for our guys. We battled through a lot of adversity that night. We were battling the heat. We had a few kids get hurt, and so everyone really had to come together last week. And as they were driving, one of our kids hit their quarterback. He fumbled, and it happened to just take a nice candy hop right into Kurt Wood's breadbasket, and then he scooted 30, 35 yards, something like that, into the end zone for a touchdown, and then we got the 2-point conversion. That put us up 28-21 with still quite a bit of time left to go. And so they drive down. We get a penalty and different things, so they end up on our 25-yard line with just over a minute to go. when their quarterback threw it up, and Porter Black, one of our captains again, come through with a great play and intercepted the ball, ran it down, clear back into their territory, and that pretty much kind of sealed the deal for the Lobos last week. So it was an intense game, a very good test for us again, as we'll see again this week with Seton Catholic.
So watching it from a distance or keeping up with the scores, one of the things that came to my mind was, is this team any different physically or mentally on a toughness level than teams you've had in the past?
Probably, strength-wise, size-wise, we might actually be a little smaller in some positions than we were last year. But mental toughness, I don't know that, you can beat this team. They're pretty tough mentally, and they seem to just quietly go about their business and not let things get them too down. And, sometimes they get discouraged, but they've seemed to fight through that and keep working hard, and good things seem to happen when you put those together. So, good bunch.
This week, Seton Catholic Sentinels are coming into town, 2 undefeated teams. We also have another mountain team versus valley team matchup down in Show Low. But can you speak a little bit to what Seton Catholic's going to pose for you guys coming into your field, and also what have you guys been practicing on this week?
Well, for those folks that come out and watch the game tonight with us in Seton, they're going to see a football team that likes to spread the field. They run a no-huddle offense. They throw the ball around a lot, and then they've got a little running back. He was their leading rusher last year, back again this year, and he's pretty tremendous. He's hard to tackle. He makes quick cuts, and so they use him to kind of diversify their offense, and so far no one's been able to stop him. And so it's going to be a great challenge for us. So we've been this week kind of repping our pass defense and trying to work with speeding things up, because with their no huddle, we're going to have to get calls in quick and not be able to adjust a whole lot. And so keeping it very base, very vanilla, so that we can make adjustments as needed. And so you're going to see quite a team tonight. They're big up front, both offensive and defensive lines, and so we feel like we're going to have our hands full, but once again, it's a good test for us and helps us grow as a team.
Well, Coach, good luck tonight. We hope to see a Lobo win, and thanks for taking time with us, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, thanks.
That's it for Snowflake. This is Ron Everingham with iTalk 106.7.